Yoga Flexibility. This is Travis Eliot, and we will get started in about a minute or two. So go ahead and get settled on your mat, get your props ready, and we'll begin shortly. Hey everybody, namaste and welcome to Power Yoga Flexibility. This is Travis Eliot, and it's an honor and a pleasure to get to practice with you, especially those of you that are joining me live from around the world. We've now been doing this series for about a week, and this series has really been in celebration of our brand new online 200-hour holistic yoga flow teacher training that we just released. Program that we've been working on for over a year to really put something together that's comprehensive and gives you a very clear, concise formula and method to deepen your practice and to learn how to teach, to get certified, and to make an impact in people's lives in a real way that brings you joy and fulfillment on a level that is almost indescribable. So if you're interested in joining us for that teacher training, all content's pre-recorded, so you can start anytime. You can move through it at your own pace. It never expires, and you get to do it all from the comfort of your own home. Click on the link below if you're interested to sign up. And I think that's that. And we should go ahead and get started in our flexibility power yoga flow. So we're going to start off this class in a standing forward fold. Come to the top of your yoga mat, spread your feet out about the width of your shoulders, so a little bit wider than your hips, so you have stability in your lower body. Grab the opposite elbows with your hands and then relax the torso as if your torso was just waterfalling down towards the floor with a little bend in the knees and a gentle stretch across the backs of the legs. Feeling free to close the eyes and starting to find the ujjayi breath coming in and out through your nostrils and your nose. So much of our day, we don't really pay a whole lot of attention to our breath. But in yoga class, the breath is the name of the game. In the music industry, when you go record an album, everything is often aligned with what's called a click track. And the click track establishes the rhythm and the beat. And then once the click track is set, then they'll record the drums and then the bass, the guitars, the keyboards, other instrumentation, and then lastly the vocals. So imagine that in our yoga class, your breath is the click track. And then we'll be layering in the movements, the focus, the concentration, the energy of the heart, all these things like instrumentations aligning with that click track as we find harmony. Harmony is another word for unity, coherence, and these are other ways of describing what yoga is all about. And this is why at the end of a yoga class, we're so good.
Because instead of things working against each other, everything works with each other. We become united instead of divided. And perhaps maybe if we find unity on an individual level, we'll start to experience more unity on a collective, national, and global level as well. That the best way that we can affect real change is by starting with ourselves, and then it ripples out to our relationships, our family, our communities, and then out into the world. And this is important to remember. So often when we feel things are so hopeless and spiraling out of control, that there's always hope. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the one thing that you can control is yourself. So just keeping that breath and that flow, release the arms back down towards the mat, keep that healthy bend in the knees, and then over the next 3 or 4 breaths, slowly ragdoll your way all the way up to standing. So your head and your neck are the last things to come up. As you get up to standing, take the right arm, reach it up to the sky on the inhale. Circle it over and down on the exhale like yoga qigong. Other side, left arm up on the inhale. Circle it over and down on the exhale. Let's do 2 more cycles of those. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale, over and down. You cross the body. Left arm up on the inhale. As if you're painting the sky on the exhale. 1 more round. Inhale, right arm up with fluidity. Cross it over and down with that awareness. Left arm up on the inhale. Circle it over and down on the exhale. Nice, you guys. From here on the inhale, circle both arms all the way up to the sky. Upward salute. And then exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and melt all the way over and down. Flat back on the inhale, either hands to shins or fingers on the ground. And then exhale, step back to a plank pose. Let's hold there. First time we've been here. So we'll take a couple of breaths. Pressing extra firm between your thumbs and your indexes. So what I like to call the inner L. You look down, it looks like an L shape on that left hand. Of course, right hand, that reflection. Inner elbows spiral forward. Abdominals switched on. Face soft, so jaw disengaged. Take an inhale there and plank. And then exhale, lower down with your weight shifted forward. Cobra pose on the inhale, releasing the tops of the feet. And then nice and easy, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips all the way up and back. So first down dog, feel free to walk out your dog as you bring flexibility to the backs of the legs and the feet. So this class isn't a yin yoga class. It's a combination of some flow for about maybe 2/3 of the class. And that's what we call the dynamic stretching. And then the last third of the class will be more passive stretching, not quite yin yoga. We're not going to hold the poses like we would in a yin yoga pose, but it'll definitely be longer, slower, and deeper. But before we get into the passive stretching, we want to make sure that the body is nice and warm and loose. So the first 2/3 of the practice will be a nice dynamic power yoga flow. Come back to a neutral downward facing dog. Keep those fingers spreading wide. Take an inhale, press back to your hips. And then on an exhale, go ahead and walk your feet forward. Top of the mat. Flat back on the inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise and sweep both arms up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Arms released down by the sides. Inhale, right arm up, just like we did a little bit ago. Exhale, cross it over and down with soul. Inhale, left arm up like soul in motion. Exhale, fueled by that heart devotion. On the inhale, both arms up. And then exhale, forward fold as you lay the chest out over the thighs. Flat back on the inhale as you lengthen long through the spine. And then exhale, step back to plank, lower down, same exhale. Cobra on the inhale to your own degree, not too high, not too low. And exhale, down dog. Pull your hips up as high as they'll go. So the higher the hips, the longer your spine becomes. So you bring some spaciousness and flexibility to the spine. And in this sequence, we will bring spaciousness and flexibility to every joint and every major muscle within our body. Let's get into some of the sides of the torso now, coming up onto the tips of the toes, elevating the heels up. Swivel the heels to the right, toes point to the left. Keep pressing into the palms. Keep pulling the hips up. And then feel that stretch, especially right now through the left side of your torso. So your left ribs, your left lat, down there towards the left side of your belly, your waist. Good. Inhale, come back to neutral on the tips of the toes, heels still up. Swivel to the other side. Exhale for a nice healing touch. So see if you can bring that healing touch to every yoga pose that you move through this class. So you never want to overdo it, but you also never want to underdo it. So you're executing the poses to your own perfect degree, finding that perfect pitch, that perfect note. Come back up to center on the tips of the toes, hips still drawing up. And then begin to drop your heels down. See if you can lift all 10 toes off the ground. Some space between the inner arms and the sides of your neck. Take an inhale, press back, deepen in. And then exhale, walk or jump both feet forward. Flat back inhale for elongation. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, root to rise, both arms up to the sky. And exhale, both hands down the midline. Release the arms by the sides. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, over and down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, over and down. Inhale, both arms up above. And then exhale, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Step back to plank, lower down, vinyasa on the exhale, elbows shaving the ribs. Cobra on the inhale, waking up the back. And then down dog. Pull those hips all the way up and back. This time while you're there, breathing free, go ahead and lift your right leg up. Start to bend the right knee. And then allow that right hip to splay open. So that right hip comes into an external rotation, but see if you can keep your arms and your upper body in that same position as downward facing dog. Good. From here, right foot back down onto the mat. Same thing other side. So left leg lifts up, hips are in neutral for a moment. And then externally open, start to bend the left knee. Imagine that your hips, the largest joint in your body, are yawning right now. They say that yawning is so good for the vocal muscles, that releasing tension there. Allow the yawn right now in your left hip to release the tension in again, that largest joint space in the body. Beautiful. Left foot back down onto the mat as we set up for one last downward facing dog for this last round. Just smooth everything out so everything coalesces together. Inhale, press back. Exhale, walk or jump, top of your mat. Flat back, inhale, sternum out. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise and fly, both arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer, arms down, Tadasana. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, over and down. Inhale, left arm up. In that flow, both arms up as the feet anchor down. Forward fold. Exhale as you empty the lungs of breath. Flat back as you fill the lungs with breath. And then exhale, step or jump back. Lower down, vinyasa. Cobra or upward dog on the inhale. And then down dog, exhale. Those are gone. Those are in the rearview mirror. Moving right along. Sometimes our greatest challenge is just getting everything in an hour. Remember, for the first many years of teaching yoga, our classes used to be 90 minutes. Somewhere along the way, classes just started getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So 60 minutes is a good chunk of time, but still a lot shorter than it used to be back in the day. So let's go ahead and move on into our next series, our next sequence. Inhale, press back, and then exhale, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Flat back, inhale, forward fold, exhale. From here, lift the left leg off the ground, what we call standing splits. So you're stretching through the back of the right leg, you're stretching to the front of the left leg, and you're avoiding externally opening in that left hip like we just did a moment ago in that downward facing dog. So notice your 5 left toes still straight down towards the ground, even if that means the leg doesn't come up quite as high. Take an inhale, lift it up a tad more, and then cross the left leg behind the right leg, both feet next to each other. And then inhale, pull the heart up and out. And then exhale, fold right on top of your right knee, right leg, relaxing the weight of your head. And then giving that left calf a nice deep stretch. So for my fellow runners out there, my fellow cyclists and hikers and bikers out there, you know how those calves can get. They can get really, really tense. So let's stretch them out. Let's bring a little flexibility there. So wherever you feel the stretch taking place, see if you can breathe into that as if you're using your mind, your focus to enhance the potency of the pose. Good. Left leg back up. Inhale, standing splits. And then forward fold. Softly set the left foot next to the right. Flat back. Inhale, pull out those spinal kinks. And then forward fold, melt in deep. And then lift your right leg up. Standing splits on the other side. So one of the good things about coming on a yoga retreat is that we do get to practice for longer periods of time. Some of those classes are 2-3 hours or so. And there's something about having those deep immersive experiences. I always tell people that a 1 week yoga retreat is the equivalent of doing 6 months of yoga where you're practicing 5 days a week. You just grow and deepen so much. Take an inhale, lift that right leg up a little more, and then cross the right leg behind the left leg. Inhale, flat back, and then exhale, surrender to gravity. So again, see if you can yield to that force of gravity, and also yield to the power of your breath, and yield to the power of this practice of yoga that knows how to bring us back to balance, back to health, back to vitality, and back to wholeness. Can't think of anything that gives more gifts than this beautiful ancient practice of yoga that's still benefiting us in modern times. Inhale, right leg up, and exhale, right foot next to left, top of the mat. Good. Flat back. Inhale, forward fold, exhale, bend the knees. Take a seat to your invisible chair. And then lift those arms all the way up into the air, spreading those hands out a little bit wider than the shoulders, turning those little fingers in slightly, broadening through the upper back, finding your gaze around the horizon. Steady eyes, steady mind, steady breath, steady movements. Take one last inhale, sit back a little more. And then exhale, forward fold, waterfall down towards the floor. Flat back, inhale, pull your spine out a little more. And then exhale, step or jump back, lower down with an engaged core. Cobra Up Dog, inhale, just swimming your body through space. Exhale back, down dog. Now inhale, right leg floats up. And then exhale, right knee to the belly, engage the abdominals. Inhale, right leg back. And then exhale, right foot, top of the mat. Spin the back foot flat. Scoot the right foot a little to the right. And warrior one. Go ahead and take those arms all the way up to the sky. Noticing you bend your right knee above your right heel, your right ankle. The right thigh draws down towards the ground. The outer left hip wrapping forward. Take an inhale, reach it up a little higher. And then exhale, hands behind the lower back, interlace. On the inhale, pull the knuckles down, chest high. And then on the exhale, we're going to drop the torso down to the inside of your right knee, right thigh. Coming into the beautiful, benevolent, humble warrior. So we all have that capacity of carrying both power and gentleness, strength and grace, the energy that's masculine, but also the energy that's feminine. So allowing that humble warrior to celebrate that benevolent quality of humility, which is all about getting out of the way of our ego. In yoga, we call it the ahamkara. Inhale, back up, warrior one, arms to the sky. And then exhale, vinyasa, lower all the way down as you glide. Inhale through your backward bend. It's a massage. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Other side, left leg up, inhale. To your belly, exhale. Inhale, left leg back. And then exhale, left foot top of the mat. The back foot flat. And then warrior one. Inhale, both arms all the way up to the sky. As you find that alignment, that precision within your physiology, and that integrity through your kinesiology. So your body, your form is well structured. And then you fill that form with breath, with awareness, with vibrancy. Take an inhale, reach. And then exhale behind the back, interlace. Inhale, heart elevates. And then exhale, drop down. Humble warrior. Somebody once said to me that anytime I'm doing the yoga class with you guys, that we never hold the poses as long as when I'm teaching it to students. I don't know if that's true or not. Probably is true. It's much easier to just keep talking and talking, especially when you're not actually doing the pose. Speaking of which, I think that's it for this one. Let's come up. Warrior one. Inhale, arms reach up as you shine bright. And then exhale, vinyasa, as you lower down light. Inhale, as you illuminate your spine. Exhale, down dog, as you pull your hips high and you prepare for a little bit of a flow. Now, there's this expression in Zen that says, hurry slowly. And what that means is there's a way of moving fast, of moving with speed, but the mind still remains slow. The mind still remains mindful and present. So as we pick up the pace, see if you can hurry slowly. The body's moving faster, but the mind still remains equanimous. Here we go. Inhale, press back. Exhale, walk or jump. Top of the mat. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, bend the knee. Chair pose, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Flat back, inhale. Step or jump back, lower down, exhale. Cobra Up Dog, inhale. Downward Dog, exhale in the flow, right leg up, inhale. To the belly, exhale. Inhale, press back. Exhale, top of the mat, back foot flat. Warrior one, inhale. Behind the back, exhale, interlace. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, back up, warrior one. And then exhale, vinyasa, lower through, chaturanga. Inhale, arching the back. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot through. Inhale, rise, steady and smooth. Exhale, hands behind the back in that yoga groove. Inhale, a little bit of harmony and coherence. Exhale, drop down, humble warrior. Inhale, rise back up in your full power. Exhale, vinyasa, all the way down with muscle, with strength. Inhale, chest high. Exhale, down dog. Hold there. Take a big inhale through the nose. And then out the mouth. Exhale, let it go. Oh. Good. See if you can smooth the breath back out. And notice that when you smooth the breath back out, how the mind smooths back out. So in our online training, we go deep into a lot of yoga philosophy. And there's this concept from a couple thousand years ago through the sage Patanjali that speaks about something called the chitta vrittis. The chitta is the mind or consciousness, and vritti is a wave or fluctuation. So a chitta vritti is a mind disturbance. And Patanjali defined yoga as being yoga chitta vritti nirodha, which means the removal of the mind disturbances. So when the mind is at peace, we're practicing yoga. So to help that mind find that peace, it's all about that deep, smooth breath. Take an inhale, press back. Remember, that's your click track. Exhale, walk or fly. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, squat. Chair pose, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Step or jump back, lower down, exhale. Cobra Up Dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, belly connect. Inhale, drive back. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, rise from lower body strength. Exhale, behind the back, interlace. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, back up, warrior one. And then exhale, vinyasa. Lower down in the flow. Inhale, shoulders low. Exhale, that side to go. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, belly squeeze. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, rise from a strong foundation. Exhale, behind the back, interlace down. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, drop low. Inhale, rise and reach with soul. Exhale, all the way down in that beautiful yoga flow. Inhale, chest up. And exhale, you got it. Down dog, big inhale through the nose again. Side out the mouth. Good. Let the tensions go. Let the stresses go. Let anything go that you don't want to bring with you into the rest of your day. Take an inhale, press back. And then exhale, walk or spring, top of the mat. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Spread the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Toes out, heels in. Yoga squat. So bend your knees. Take a seat. For a moment, bring your hands to prayer position in front of your chest, in front of your heart. Feel free to close the eyes. as you bring some flexibility into your ankles and your knees and your hips. A lot of people, especially in the Western world, that are always sitting in chairs, they lose that range of motion of what we're doing right now. But you go to India or you go to other places in Asia, see people eating in the squat position, see people gambling, rolling dice in the squat position, just hanging out in the squat position. So if you don't use it, you lose it. And in yoga, we're making sure that we're using it. From here, open up the eyes. Take the left arm to the inside the left leg and reach it out at a diagonal. Take the right arm, reach it all the way up to the sky. Good. We'll call that stage 1. Stage 2, take the right hand around behind the back. Stage 3, take the left arm and reach it around that left shin and grab your right fingertips. Stage 4, bring a smile to your face. Stage 5, see if you can lift your feet off the ground. I dare you to try. I'm still working on that one. You can lift the heels. That's about it. Good. Left arm back down, right arm to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale, right arm comes down. Maybe in our advanced training, we'll explore levitation. Take that left arm, reach it all the way up. Option to bring the left hand around behind the back. Or option to come into your bind, into your wrap. Just grabbing whatever works for you. Now, when I was a kid, I broke my left shoulder and my arm actually grew back crooked. So I have a lot of limitations within a lot of these postures, within these poses. So anytime you encounter a limitation, one, know that you're not alone. And two, know that limitations can often be our greatest teachers, teaching us about discipline, patience, and maybe most importantly, acceptance. To not fight the limitation, but to just embrace it. The things that we resist persist, but the things that we embrace, we move through with grace. Right arm down, left arm up, inhale. Left hand to the ground, exhale. Fold over and down. Turn the toes in, feet parallel about the width of the hips. Good. Now, either lift the toes off the ground, slide your hands underneath the bottoms of the feet, or you can hook your big toes, first 2 fingers. Take an inhale, extend the heart up and out. And then on the exhale, fold in to a deep standing forward bend. And then really emphasize the exhales more than the inhales. So you're pressing those exhales all the way out. Exhales go really, really well with a forward bend shape. Nice. Release the hands from underneath the bottoms of the feet. And then bend the knees deep so thighs parallel to the ground. Reach the arms behind you. Those of you that have done the Power Yoga Strength class, you'll recognize this, the skier. So it's like your feet are on skis and you're flying downhill. Good. Now reach both arms straight out in front of you. The hips are drawing back. The glutes are on fire. The thumbs are to the sky. Keep those knees bent deep. See how high you can lift your chest. See how high you can lift your arms. See how much you can suck that breath deep in and out through the nose. Keep the knees bent, lift the heels. So balancing on the tips of the toes. Good. The more challenging the pose, the more breath you move in and out through the nose. Come all the way up to standing. Tips of the toes, heels still lifted. Take one last inhale, reach up, get long. Exhale, heels down. Drop the right arm down. Woo. Inhale, left arm up. And then exhale, lean to the right. The prolific mindfulness teacher John Kabat-Zinn is famous for saying you cannot fight the waves, but you can learn to surf. So imagine each pose is a wave. And if you fight it, You're going to get knocked around, dragged underneath. But if you harness it, you work with it instead of against it, you can spin it to your advantage. Right arm up to meet the left, inhale. Left arm down, exhale. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, lean to the left. And then, of course, these yoga poses are just like situations in life. So maybe you get cut off in traffic, or maybe an expectation that's important to you is not met or fulfilled by a loved one, or you get stuck in a long line somewhere, you get into an argument, or many, many other things. You can recall upon what you were able to do within the yoga pose. And instead of becoming reactive, you become responsive. You find responsibility, the ability to respond from a place of a calm mind, not from that disturbed mind, those chitta vrittis. Left arm up to meet the right on the inhale. And then reverse prayer on the exhale. So we're going to bring the hands around behind the back. You can always modify by bringing your fists together here if you want. Otherwise, you'll get your palms together, fingertips to the sky, and just sliding your hands high up your spine. Heel toe the feet together, side by side. Notice you still have the click track of your breath. Step the left foot back, about 3.5, 4 feet or so. Left toes facing the top left-hand corner of the mat. The right toes facing straight ahead. Now from here, start to lean back to your own degree. But as you lean back, keep your chin slightly down. So the back bend happens in the middle of the spine, the thoracic, and not the neck, the cervical. Take advantage of all that openness that you have right now within your chest cavity, your lungs. Just big, huge breaths, increasing and amplifying and augmenting your life force, your prana. Start to lean forward, start to bend that right knee. Take flight into a variation of Warrior 3 with the hands tied behind your back, which of course is going to challenge the balance more. The greater the demand to balance, the greater the demand of concentration and presence. Because the moment that you check out is often the moment that you fall out. So stay focused. And even if you do fall out, it's all good. It's a yoga practice, not a yoga performance. Come all the way up to standing. Draw the left knee into the belly. Keep that bottom right leg strong. Most importantly, keep that mind calm. From here, extend that left leg all the way out there in midair. Flex that left foot, and then use your left thigh to lift your left leg high. One more inhale there, goodbye. And then exhale, set the left foot down, keeping the hands as is. Good, now step the right foot back. 3.5, 4 feet or so. Take a moment, get that lower body set. Now start to lean back. Lift that chest a little high. Keep that chin a little low. Keep the breath in the flow. And that mind embedded deep in that yoga zone. So the yoga zone is the place inside of your mind where you're not thinking about tomorrow and you're not thinking about yesterday. You're not ruminating on the past and you're not planning or worrying about the future. You're in this moment right here, right now, which is the most powerful place your mind could ever be. Good. From here, start to lean forward. Start to bend that left knee. And when you're ready, take flight. Because your yoga practice is always a reminder of taking flight, to rise above and beyond the mundane and the ordinary, to come back to the extraordinary, to what we call super consciousness. From here, rise all the way up to standing. The right thigh into the belly, the left leg rooting down into the floor. Extend that right leg straight out in front of you, and then just flirt for a breath or two Uplifting your right leg up. Good. Now lower the right foot down. Release the arms down. On an inhale, circle those arms up. And then exhale, forward fold. You made it through those waves. Flat back inhale, but more waves coming. Step back to plank, upper push-up, pause there. All right, you guys, it's inevitable. In a Travis Power Yoga class, you're going to do at least 5 yogi-style push-ups. So feel free if you want to drop the knees down. Here we go. Inhale down, chaturanga. Exhale, plank press. Inhale down. Exhale, rise. Inhale low. Exhale high. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale, cycle. Exhale, those are gone. Take an inhale there. Exhale, vinyasa. Cobra Up Dog. Inhale. And then down dog, exhale. Right leg up, inhale. Top of the mat, exhale. Stay on your back left toes. Crescent pose. Take both arms all the way up, inhale. Hands to prayer, coming back to center on the exhale. Prayer twist. So take that left elbow to the outer right knee, right thigh. Charge back to that left leg as you streamline your heart forward, upward, outward. Turn that belly towards that inner right thigh. Give it one last squeeze, goodbye. And then crescent pose. Inhale, a little bit of balance. And then exhale, hands to the ground. Relax the left knee down onto the floor. Release the top of that left foot. Good. Bend that back left foot in. And then reach back with your right hand and grab your left foot. So you can tell, you guys, there's no fluff in the sequencing. Because I know that time is short. And I appreciate you joining me and carving this time out of your day to practice. So I just want to make sure that we make the most out of these 60 minutes or so that we have together. See if you can give that back foot one last little squeeze. Relax that left leg back. And then half splits. So you're going to pull your hips back, balancing on your right toes. Left hand reaches forward, can grab the right foot. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Or if you want, you can slide your right foot forward towards the top of your yoga mat. And you can start to make your way towards a full split. If you want, you can always use a block here, right underneath that right hamstring, that right hip. Can stay up, can fold over and down. Just finding that place that feels right for you as you take several breaths there, coming into the mother of all stretches. Hamstring, hip flexor, quadricep, psoas, and probably a lot of other places. Breathe. Good. Slowly ease your way all the way back up onto your hands. Slide your right foot back. Tuck the left toes underneath. Lift that left knee up. Step the right foot back to plank. Take an inhale there to organize. And then exhale, lower down with that serene mind. Inhale, pump that prana into the spine. Exhale, back, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot deep. Inhale, crescent, float up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Right elbow, outer left knee, left thigh. Lunging prayer twist on the other side. And now you know, right after this pose, you're coming down onto the floor. So a little extra incentive to hang in there and give that body a healthy twisting squeeze. One last little twist, wringing it out. Crescent pose. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale, hands come down. Relax the right knee down. Release the top of that right foot. Stay with that breath, spilling deep. Start to bend that back right foot in. Reach back with your left hand. Grab what you can get. Quadricep stretch for a few breaths. Now, I guarantee you the warmth that you created by moving through everything you moved through up to this point is incredibly beneficial with where you're at now. You get that warm, oxygenated blood moving through the tissues, and they become more elastic, more supple. Whereas if you do this kind of stuff cold, it kind of feels like you're trying to stretch out concrete. Give it one last little squeeze. Relax that right leg back. Half splits. Option to reach forward and grab the left foot. Option to slide that left heel forward towards the top of the mat. Maybe use your block underneath that left hip. And then finding your place and finding that flexibility, the theme of this power yoga flow. Flexibility also helps us to align with resiliency. And we want to think about resiliency and flexibility, not just on a physical level, but also on a mental level. A mind that is stiff is a mind that will easily snap. Just like what we see in nature, a stiff tree branch easily snaps, whereas a supple tree branch that's alive, it's full of greenery inside, that's pliable, will bend but not break. And same thing emotionally. We also want to make sure that emotionally we're resilient, especially within the world that we live in right now, where there's a lot of fear, a lot of anger, a lot of division and hostility, that we have the resiliency to not let that external negativity disturb what's going on inside of us. From here, ease your way all the way back up onto the hands. Slide that left foot back in. Make your way back to a plank pose, upper push-up position. Take an inhale there, and then exhale, lower down, vinyasa. Cobra Up Dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Last standing flow. We'll come back down to the floor. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot through, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, behind the back. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, humble warrior drop. Inhale, back up, warrior one. Exhale, open out, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, back to reverse. And then exhale, vinyasa. Just let that momentum carry you through. Inhale, scoop the heart high. Exhale, other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot through. Inhale, come up, strong base. Exhale, interlace. Inhale, heart high. Exhale, heart low. Inhale, warrior one, flow. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extend. Inhale, back to reverse. And then exhale, windmill. And lower down as you surf the wave of the breath. Inhale, harness its power. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, remember, hurry slowly. Inhale, come up. Exhale, behind the back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, descend. Inhale, ascend. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, come back. And exhale, vinyasa. In that flow, lower slow. Inhale, spread wide as your heart will go. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, interlace. Inhale, pull up. Exhale, drop low. Inhale, rise and reach vertical. Exhale, open out, horizontal. Inhale, come back. Exhale, reach beyond the mat. Inhale, come back, reverse. Exhale, vinyasa. Feeling that harmony. Inhale, breath, body, heart, and mind. Exhale, last cycle. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, deep. Inhale from strength. Exhale, get set. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, drop low. Inhale, rise and reach above. Exhale, warrior 2, stick it. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, now reach it. Inhale, bend so you don't break. Exhale, lower down with flexibility and resiliency. Inhale, heart high. Exhale, last side. This is it. Inhale, left leg up. Left foot deep. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands behind the back. Inhale, heart high. Exhale, inner left thigh. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, warrior 2 with courage. Inhale, come back. Exhale, reach. Get limitless. Inhale, come back. And then exhale, vinyasa. Lower down, light like the wind. Inhale, last cobra. Exhale, last down dog. Take an inhale, press back. Exhale, release. Both knees onto the mat. Good job, you guys. From here, you're going to crawl the knees forward about a third up your yoga mat. Cross the feet behind you. Release down onto the sit bones. And then you'll extend your left leg forward along the mat. And then you'll bend your right foot back by the outer right hip. And then open your right knee over to the right. So your legs open out at about 90 degrees. And then from here, you're just going to extend your hands, your arms out at a diagonal between those inner legs, those inner thighs. As we come into a floor series that's like a deep Thai yoga massage. So you'll be both the giver and also the receiver of the massage, which means that you can really give the massage just that perfect touch. Now, just like when you go get a massage and that massage therapist starts digging their elbow or their strong thumb into a knot of tension, there is some discomfort there. You know that it's part of the process. It's the good discomfort of working out the tension, working out the kinks, and working out the knots. So if you feel any of that within this sequence, just remember it's part of the process. But if it feels like it's too intense, just back off. Modify. Do what you need to do to find your perfect place in the pose. From here, go ahead and crawl forward toward your front left foot, left leg. Reach your hands out, grab whatever you can get, a knee, a shin, a foot. Take an inhale, pull the heart up and out. And then on the exhale, just begin to fold over and down. Good. From here, bring the left arm to the inside of your left leg. You could even get your block here, and you can place your forearm or your elbow on top of that block. It's a little extra support if that feels good. And then open up that right chest on the inhale. And then extend that right arm all the way out on the exhale. Some people even like to reach the left hand forward and grab onto that inner right foot there. Some people like to take that right hand and grab the outer left foot. So you always have that as an option. Turning those right ribs open to the sky, getting long to the sideways. Nice, come all the way back up. And then bring your right knee in to join your inner left knee, still keeping that right foot right next to that right hip. Take the hands onto the ground behind you, fingertips face forward, point the left toes down. And then on the inhale, lift the hips up, lift the belly up. And then on the exhale, lower down slowly. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift the belly. And exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Inhale, press the lift. And then exhale, lower down. Good. Now, from here, bend your left knee. Bring the left foot either to your inner right leg, right thigh, or half lotus variation. So the left foot comes high on top of that right thigh. But that may be a little too much for that left knee. Just depends. Take the left hand onto the ground behind you, or you can reach your left hand all the way around and come into a bind. Right hand to that inner left thigh. Inhale, lift up tall through the chest. And then on the exhale, peel that left chest, left shoulder open. Give that one last little twisting squeeze. Turn the gaze forward, slowly unravel out of the twist, lean left. Extend your right leg forward along your yoga mat. Take both hands behind you, press down to the right toes, and then on an inhale, lift the hips up, wrap the outer left hip down, and then exhale, lower down. 2 more. Inhale, press the lift. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Slide the left ankle down towards the right knee. Bend the right foot underneath that left knee, left thigh. Double seated pigeon can always be modified by crossing your left shin in front of your right shin. Take a moment, get that lower body set, and then on the inhale, reach both arms all the way up, and then exhale, fold over and down to your own degree. Coming back to the fullness, the smoothness, the rhythm, the click track of the class, your breath. Now, if you've ever been married and you've had to prepare for a wedding, you know that it can get pretty stressful and pretty intense. All the things that have to happen and all the things that have to fall into place. And I remember the morning of my wedding, I knew that I wanted to practice yoga. And as I started to explore which yoga practice I wanted to do, just thinking about all the different sequences I could have done, ultimately I decided upon this very sequence that we're doing right now. I feel like it's that perfect combination of flow and then stretch, that it wouldn't be too much, it wouldn't deplete my energy. And at the same time, it would invoke invigoration and my whole body would feel amazing, like I went and got a massage. So I certainly have a bias towards this sequence, towards this class. It's that beautiful synergy of the yang and the yin, the flow and the stretch. Go ahead and ease your way all the way back up to seated. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Let the blood have a moment to just rush down to those lower body extremities. And then we'll slide over towards the right side of our mat. Bend the left knee, left foot to the outer left hip. Open the left knee out to the left. Crawl out between your legs, between your inner thighs. And you can feel that deep, deep stretch in your inner legs, your inner thighs, your left knee. By the way, if this feels like it's too much, you can always come to butterfly variation, where the left foot's to the inner right leg, right thigh. Left knee juts out towards the left. Do the same thing where you crawl out between your inner legs, your inner thighs. So that's always another option, another alternative if this doesn't feel good for your knee or any other body part. So yoga, we have two types of pain. The bad pain is when you have bone grinding into bone, or you're pinching a nerve, you've lost integrity within the joint. That's the pain that we want to avoid. The good pain is the pain that you get when you go to the massage and you're exposing tension and stiffness and atrophy within tissue. And when we encounter that good pain, we can just hold the position, breathe into it, breathe through it, get some circulation happening. Keep the torso down low, crawl over by your right foot, right leg, reach your hands out, grab what you can get. Inhale, stretch the torso up and out. And then exhale, fold over and down. One person describes Zen as just focusing on one thing at a time. It's the opposite of multitasking, which research shows neuroscientists have discovered. Multitasking is one of the worst things that we can do within our brain. Our brain is not wired to multitask, it's wired to single task. And in yoga, they have a word for it. It's called ekagrata. Eka means one, and grata means pointed. It's the one pointed mind. Right arm inside the right leg on the floor or a block. Left arm all the way up to the sky. Extend that left arm forward and out to your own degree. Maybe even going deeper if that feels appropriate for you. Not because you have to, but because it feels right. It's appropriate. Try not to let your ego contaminate your yoga practice, because your ego is always going to want to compete and compare. It's always going to want more. It's always going to guide you into places where you don't belong. And when you force yourself into positions that you don't belong, ultimately you begin to suffer. Suffering is a sign that you're not where you're supposed to be. Come all the way back up. Bring the left knee to the inner right knee, right thigh. Bring the hands behind you, point the right toes forward and down. And then inhale, float those hips up. Exhale, float the hips down. Two more times. Inhale, root to rise. And exhale, lower down one more time. Inhale, suppleness and pliability. Exhale, back down. From here, right foot either to the inner left leg, left thigh, or right foot high on top of that left leg, left thigh for the half lotus variation. From here, either right thumb onto the ground behind you, or the right hand can reach all the way around and grab onto that right foot. Left hand rests to the inner right leg, right thigh. Inhale, chest up. And then exhale, peel that right chest back. Last squeeze there. Gaze forward, lean to the right. Extend that left leg straight out in front of you, keeping that right leg in half lotus, hands behind you, left toes down again. Inhale, lift the hips up, and exhale, lower down. 2 more. Inhale, and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, and exhale. Nice. Slide the right ankle down towards the left knee, and then bend the left foot underneath the right knee, right thigh. Inhale, arms up when you're ready. And then exhale, fold down. Double seated pigeon pose. Good. Slowly ease your way all the way up. Extend your legs out in front of you along your yoga mat. Congratulations, everybody. We made it. Shavasana. Go ahead and release all the way down onto your back to what might be the most important pose of the whole class, because it has nothing to do with the physical and everything to do with the subtle. Find a place where you feel so comfortable and so perfectly placed you don't even want to move your body. It just feels so amazing to be where you're at. For our last minute or two, like a stone sinking deep towards the bottom of a pond. See if you can sink to the depths of true inner stillness. Shavasana. Everybody, as usual, we've gone over our allotted 60 minutes by several minutes. So officially, we're going to end the class just by reaching the arms all the way up over our heads. But if you want to stay here longer, please feel free. Stretch that body out. Reach the hands forward, grab the shins, pull the thighs back in, and then rock and roll your way all the way up to a last, final, comfortable, cross-legged seated position. Both hands up to prayer in front of the chest, in front of the heart, sitting up nice and tall. And just giving that gratitude for your yoga practice today, for bringing your body back to suppleness, flexibility, and bringing yourself mentally and emotionally back to that state of resiliency. Knowing that regardless of what external situation that you're in, you always have control and power over your mind state. And nobody can change the station inside of your mind unless you give them the remote. So don't. Much health, much wealth, much love to you. Namaste. All right, everybody, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for joining me for Power Yoga Flexibility. Again, if you're interested in joining us for our online 200-hour teacher training, click on the link below. We have 2 more classes in this 9-day series. The next class will be Power Yoga Vitality, and the last class will be Power Yoga Balance. Those will be happening Saturday and Sunday, tomorrow and the following day at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if it's in your flow, I'd love to have you. Drop me a comment down below and let me know how your class was today. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it for this one. I'll see you next time. Be well. Namaste. Have a great weekend.